Everybody, thanks for watching, and just a quick reminder that the lifetime membership sale is still available. The sale has been extended until Monday because of the issue with PayPal. A lot of you guys cannot access the link. It was a problem, but it's straightened out now. So we extended the sale until Monday, so definitely take advantage of the sale. It will end on Monday. You guys have a chance to take advantage. The link is in the description. And it's a lot of people who reserved the spot for membership but did not pay for membership, so it's still available and it's still spots open for those who want to take advantage. Also, if you are a registered member, if you have registered for Merkabah Academy but did not pay for membership, you have an email. Check your emails for the offer you guys have. The people who have already registered, check your emails. This will expire on Saturday, tomorrow, so definitely take advantage of that sale that's in your email. But I want to get into this video because it's a lot that has been going on with Africa lately that has been brought to my attention. It's stuff I've been keeping up on, and I talk to a lot of people. As I said, Africa is my #1 market. Most DVD sales, most digital download sales, it's from Africa. Believe it or not, it's Africa and Europe. They buy the most. So I always talk to a lot of people. A lot of people keep me informed about things that's going on over there. But if you guys been paying attention to the media, you have been seeing it, yourself. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people from America, a lot of African Americans have been moving to Africa, and it's been so many people that it's being talked about. It's just a large amount of African Americans have left America to move to Ghana and move to South Africa and different places in Africa and set up businesses there. And the interesting part about that is when you talk to a lot of these people, when you read a lot of their excuses and reasons why they left America, a lot of them have the same excuse, but a lot of people have interesting, reasons why when you pay attention. Most people were upset and scared and terrified about, the police shootings and everything that was going on in America. I think a lot of African Americans for the first time really realized how bad the situation was. I mean, we knew, but once the shooting started, for a lot of professional and business African Americans, people who have businesses that have set up and established companies and everything like that, a lot of them were worried about a lot of different things, business-wise and just, safety-wise. So a lot of people have, taken upon themselves to basically, defect. You might as well say, to basically leave the country and go home. And that's one of the things a lot of people realize, that this is not home, as far as in the sense of feeling like a place where you can be protected. Your history, you already know we was in America long before Europeans, of course, and this is basically our land. But a lot of people felt more safe going to Africa, where there's a lot more support for black businessmen. Technology has grown so much over the years, and a lot of people are taking advantage of the internet, and there's different ways you can grow and make money using the internet. And Africa is a good place to do that at. There's so many people there, so many people that's plugged into the technology field, and a lot of people know now most of the communication jobs and technology jobs are actually going to Africa when you pay attention. So there is a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of, let's say, new scientists in Africa, a lot of new inventors in Africa, so many new companies, African-owned companies in Africa that's growing, and they're beginning to be recognized. So if you remember back, you had these basically white people set up a whole colony, you might as well say, in South Africa, and they didn't allow black people in there, which was crazy. So the Africans, went in there and kicked them out, and took the place over. You guys probably heard about that. But that's been happening a lot, and it's been a mass awakening in Africa that's basically being hidden away from, mainstream media. A lot of people are not talking about it. But, if you have a connection with people over there, a lot more people are talking about what's going on in Africa, and how the people are waking up and taking their land back, and how they're basically coming up with new strategies to legally kick, these countries out. I mean, France is kind of dug in. If you know about Africa, France is the one that's kind of dug in with all the stuff they got going on, and how they basically taxing the people in Ghana and have this thing set up for a while. But that's something they're going to have to deal with eventually. But with all these other countries in Africa having Europeans come in and set up these companies and build so many things, they're taking advantage of the people. But the people are starting to wake up and see that, we need to just support our own. And you can basically, since they are the power there, or they have the numbers there, they can basically just economically price the people out of the territory by just supporting black owned. So a lot more Africans that's having money, instead of them leaving, they're basically opening businesses and building businesses and employing people in Africa. And the economy is growing in Africa. That's one of the things they don't want us to know about and see. So this is what's going on. And when you look at the fact that they've been hiding Africa from us for a long time, a lot of us have seen those pictures of how Africa really looks and how it's definitely different from what we expect it to be, and how economically, it's doing well in many different countries in Africa. So a lot of people, as I said, have really looked into Africa. We know Ghana is basically bringing in African Americans for free and helping you set up and establish businesses. A lot of people who were basically not doing well in America as entrepreneurs. A lot of stories I have read about people going to Africa and getting economic support from the African people there. When we are in the majority, that's the thing you got to think about. We dominate over there, and we are in the majority. So it's not like here where you have to compete for business from people, and it's like, it's so many white businesses that black people are just going to go to those people who are not African because we don't have much to offer and support them versus us. Whereas in Africa, it's just so many black people, and you don't have to worry about getting the black dollar. I mean, the money is there. The black business is there. It's African people everywhere, so they're supporting, and it's been doing very well. It's been very big so far. So I get that question a lot. A lot of people are thinking about moving back or moving there. I talked to an Uber driver who was African, and he was talking about moving back. Another one I talked to was talking about, what's going on over there with the African people waking up and kicking the Europeans out of Africa and a lot of different countries. They starting to realize what they sitting on. It's only but so long that would take place, because now a lot of African people are starting to see that their government is corrupt, that the Europeans are getting more benefits out of the land than the Africans themselves, and they're trying to, hide that fact. And it's tough to do now when you have so many African people going abroad and getting educated and coming back home to try to start something, and they're starting to see how the system is set up against them and flawed, and a lot of them are changing it. So you have a lot of stuff going on that's being kept from us, mainstream media-wise, and it's a lot going on in Africa where, economically they're growing and they're starting to be recognized. So the agenda of the Europeans and of China is to get in there and buy as much as they can, so they could try to somehow legally stake a claim to lands in Africa and to properties in Africa. So if it ever came up to that point, they could say, well, Africa sold us this, or Africa sold us that. And this is what's going on. It's the same thing that's happening in Jamaica, where you have the Chinese buying up so much land down there, and these people who don't care about the future are selling so much of the land to Europeans and Asians, and not thinking about the future of the African people, what they might want to do later on. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. The way the way these African people are taking this stuff down and kicking these people out, it's going to be war. It's going to be war if it comes to that point. And I don't think they want that. So I think it's a good thing that economically there's a lot more entrepreneurs going to Africa and growing businesses. I'm planning a trip there this year myself. It's definitely something I want to look into since people are waking up. It's hard to go there with all the corruption, and that's the main thing people talk about when you talk about Africa. It's too much corruption. You can bribe anybody. Cops, it's the same thing I experienced when I was in Egypt. You can bribe those guys. When I went into the tomb of Osiris, you're not supposed to be able to go down there, but you give them $1,000, they'll take you basically anywhere you want to go, and stuff that nobody else can see. It's the same thing in Africa. I mean, you can bribe anybody, any of these officials, any of these cops. Nobody is above taking money for whatever. So the corruption is widespread there, and it's crazy. But it's good to see the businesses growing there. I know in South Africa is more opportunity because it's more developed down there. I know it's a lot of the old R&B and soul and gospel and hip hop. A lot of African American musicians have been going to Africa and doing well. Tevin Campbell was just down there. No Boys II Men was just there. A lot of people go to South Africa and sell out shows down there that basically can't get a gig here in America to save their life, no matter how famous they is or was. But they go to Africa and basically, doing big things. So I've been keeping my eye on this stuff and looking at it. And they are trying to put together this new market in Africa to basically unite the countries in Africa economically. So that's going to be something big that I don't know how that's going to work out, but it's something to definitely look into. Now, one of the things people talked about, the reason why they moved to Africa is because, one, again, you have, people just being in fear and feeling like America's not going to protect them. And they wanted to go somewhere where they felt more, surrounded by people that's like them. And I get that whole thing. I understand that. It's just, what's been happening with the police shootings has been crazy. But I had no idea that so many people really left. And a lot of people just been moving out of the country. And there's a lot of people still trying to move out and come to Africa. So that's been one of the issues. But another thing has been a lot of people waking up as to what's happening economically. So one of the things we don't realize is, we look at the major designers, retailers, and so on and so forth, and we don't think about there's black people that's in the same business. So while we are sitting up there going crazy over the high-end brands that the Europeans own, it's a lot of black high-end brands that's out there that gets no attention. If you look at a lot of these, it's a lot of designs that's ours, that's way better than what's out. But because of the brand and the name, they get the recognition. And then you got to understand, they using hip hop against us. If you look at, hip hop culture, they promote everything that's white and extravagant. Just that simple. So all these rappers are promoting, Versace and, Louis Vuitton and all these other high-end brands, Chanel and Alexander McQueen and stuff like that. This is what the culture does. If you look at these rappers, what do they promote? They promote super expensive white people shit. It's just that simple. And it's like, how can you as a black entrepreneur that has a high-end brand you're trying to push compete with the culture pushing a high-end white brand? It's like we can't compete with these rappers and everybody pushing Fendi all day long over a black brand that's better quality or same quality and better designs. But everybody promoting Fendi and Gucci and so on and so forth, and not any black brands. They don't even promote Sean John or nobody doesn't promote Floyd's brand or any of these other black celebrities who have brands out. It doesn't get promoted. And it's like, this is what we see. And it's like, okay, how many white people because we know how white folks is. They go to school and white people are dressed so regular, versus us who we try to come looking like, we own the world and we got so much money, we dress up. Whereas white people are dressed down and be regular. You won't even know what they got on, but it'll be something nice and expensive sometimes. Or it'll be something that just be super cheap that looks okay because they're not trying to spend all that money. We have, with hip hop culture made brands so well known and pushed them. And the popularity of the artist has, pushed the brand up. I don't think it would be, so many people worried about $1 million car or $500,000, $100,000 car if it wasn't for hip hop culture. Like, everybody want expensive cars and the most crazy extravagant watches and so all this high end stuff that we push, that the hip hop culture pushes, that's owned by Europeans, by white folks that don't give a dollar to the black community or to black business. It's crazy. This is what the culture pushes, and the popularity of these artists makes these brands even bigger, and it's basically destroying and hurting the black high-end brands that's trying to come out. So it's like, who are you? Like, if you're a black high-end brand with similar quality, better design, and so on, and you're trying to come out, it's like, because you don't have that name or that backing, you can't move up. And I talk to a lot of designers, a lot of people I know in America who designs clothes well, and you're going to be seeing these guys on Merkabah Academy and a lot of other people on Merkabah Academy as well. that have amazing stuff. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, to get this stuff out to people, to show it to conscious people who understand what's going on, that can support. And with that support, it can grow the brand. And I want to do something. We're going to have something later on. We're going to see with starting black businesses. That's going to be something that's going to come up with Merkabah Academy. As you can see, the site is growing, it's moving, it's changing. There's a lot more to come. But that was one of the biggest reasons a lot of people left, is lack of economic support from our own people. And a lot of people feel like it's due to the fact that it's so much competition from Europeans, and you have to deal with, having the black market, which is supposedly small in America. And then you have the people who have all the money being, white folks and people who, Asians and so on and so forth. Whereas in Africa, it's Africans everywhere. They're going to support you. That's something I've seen living in Sweden, where, all the African stores, it's diverse when you go in there, but Africans stay in those stores, plain and simple. It's the same thing here. If you go into an Asian restaurant or Asian store, Asians is in there. They supporting 24/7. And it's something that you see a lot. They support their own, we don't. And when you have the most popular culture, the most major brand, which would be hip hop culture, pushing all these European brands over any African or African American brand, it's going to be hard for you to grow. So there's a lot of people who want to get into that industry and market and try to build something, but we can't compete. You can't compete with the powerhouse of not only just hip-hop culture, but these brands that has billions of dollars to basically, outdo you. But it's one of the things I want you guys to keep your eyes on and pay attention to. Everything that they're talking about with a lot of people moving and getting out of here. It might be one of the reasons why they have been discussing reparations and everything like that, because the numbers is alarming. Where I have seen that so many African Americans just gone. And that's a problem for them, of course, because, you already know Garvey had the plan correct. If we go to Africa and stabilize it and take it back, it's over. It's the superpower already. We just don't control it, and it's not united. So, everybody's just getting a slice of it, getting a little piece and digging in and jumping out and reaping the benefits, except us. But if they wake up, which they are doing, it's a wrap. It's just that simple. So they're going to need to do something to basically change the narrative of what's going on here in America, since a lot of people are feeling the need to up and move, which is understandable. And that could be one of the reasons why they're talking about it. But, a lot of people, I don't get caught up in politics. I don't get caught up in that stuff. Like I said, it's WWE, it's bullshit, it's bogus. It's all set against you. Everybody's still, talking about the election next year and presidency and Trump. It's stupid. Don't get caught up in that mess. Whatever's going to happen, they already know what's going to happen. And nobody worried about Trump and what he's doing and what he said. And if he could possibly win another term. If he wins another term, people going to be out. I just don't see how. It just wouldn't make sense. But you never know. But this election, you have a lot of people running that is powerful. That I don't know if you guys realize it. A lot of people that have been on the political scene for a long time. Elizabeth Warren is a person I always talk about. A lot of people talk stuff about her, but I'm gonna tell you something, and I mentioned her in a couple of videos before. This woman has done nothing. Most of her life she spent fighting for black people. Just to get y'all to understand that she before people knew who she was, this woman has been fighting. She been really going to bat for African Americans for a long time. But like I said, the presidency stuff, I don't get involved with that. But it's a lot of people who looking at the candidates and trying to see who they think might get in there, and what the narrative would be or the agenda would be for the person that comes in. So more of the same. We're going to go to war with Iran. It's just going to happen. North Korea is starting to act up again. War is coming. It's inevitable. We know what's happening, and they have one in the minute that they can justify. Syria, when he picked up where Obama left off with Syria, we see what's going on with that. It's been dying down a little bit, but it's coming. It's coming. So definitely pay attention to that. And it's inevitable with the Iran war. It's just going to happen. We just don't know when. And that's definitely something to pay attention to. But Africa plays a major role in anything they would want to do going forward. The complete stabilization and control of Africa is number one on their agenda. They have been very successful over the decades at one, getting Africans to leave Africa. You know, you got these Hebrews and everybody else is telling you Africa is evil and all this stupid shit with religion. You got that going on. So you got black people actually walking around with a negative attitude against Africa, like, which is stupid. And you got people, I mean, I don't understand how you want to trade African for Israel. It's just no comparison at all. It's crazy. So you have that going on. You have the destabilization they're trying to do, and the scare tactics with the disease and so on and so forth from Boko Haram and everybody who they got out there that have been using for decades to scare you from even going to visit Africa. And a lot of people have been going back to visit and seeing the truth. So it's beautiful over there. It's a lot of stuff. And there's so many different countries to visit, and you're welcomed. Trust me. All that stuff, Africans don't like us. If you believe that, you're crazy. If you believe that you're going to go to Africa and they just don't like you because you're American, I mean, it's stupid. Like, come on. So you're having a lot of African Americans take advantage of the system and the fact that they're being welcomed back to Africa. If you have technology background, you know, if you have communications background, anything in IT, you're going to be able to just make crazy money over there. A lot of people who have, you know, established businesses, especially anything with clothing, shoes, like it's needed over there. You can make crazy money over there. You got to just think about GDP. Just think about the numbers versus here, where, I mean, they're not giving you the population of in a lot of these countries, but we're talking about millions and millions of Africans. We are the number one. There's more of us than any other race on the planet. That's something you gotta understand. They don't talk about. It's not China. It's not more Chinese than us. It's more Africans than anything. We are everywhere, and they understand that, and I don't want people to know that. But it's more of us in Africa, more of us on this planet than any other race, because we've been here so long. And they're trying to, you know, get those numbers to be a lot lower. So you look at it numbers wise in these countries where you put out a product and you have so many millions of people that can support it, and all you have to do is promote. So you have millions of people. I mean, even if you sold something for $5 US, I mean, you can make crazy money fast over there, and that's basically what's taking place. And it's probably one of the reasons why a lot of these old entertainers, these 90s entertainers, are going back to Africa and making crazy money. And a lot of people moving there. A lot of people are staying there. So it's something I want to bring to you guys' attention and to definitely take a look at. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more. I'm going to get into a whole other video with this because there's a lot more I want to talk about. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update with the site and get you guys to understand about the sale and to take advantage. It's going to be a lot coming to this site. It's going to be a lot coming to Merkabah Academy. A lot more changes. As I said, it's a small part of a bigger platform that's going to be coming. So I want to thank everybody for becoming members, for supporting and believing in the project so far. It's a lot to come, a lot more stuff that's going to be coming out. Definitely take advantage of the sale. That's all I can say. I mean, it's going to be worth it when it's done, it's done. Because I'm trying to get a certain amount of people in a lifetime to have you guys locked in for a reason that I'll talk about later on, but it's going to be beneficial to you guys. It's not going to get no cheaper than this. It's a good deal, and it's crazy. Definitely take advantage. I'm doing this because I'm trying to get everybody, as much people, to be locked in at an affordable price. Check your emails to everybody who have registered, and it's not a paid member. Check your email so you guys can get registered and take advantage of that offer that expires tomorrow. I sent you guys emails already, or somebody sent you guys emails as well. I'll make sure that they get sent again tomorrow so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But it will expire Monday. The other sale will expire tomorrow. Take advantage. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch and support. See you next video.